I want to take a moment to talk about the NSA scandal that's going on right now. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, this is really nothing new. The warrantless wiretapping has been going on for a while. They use it to fight terrorism. It's not that big of a deal. It's nothing new. Obama's not the first one to do it. Well, you're right. It's nothing new. But I think there's more here to it than just warrantless wiretapping, and I want to talk to you about that tonight. But like I want to say, you're right. Obama is not the first person to do it. Bush did it. In fact, I even think Clinton did it. When it came to Clinton, obtaining illicit cell phone information basically just meant that he was using his BlackBerry to take upskirt photos in the White House stairwells. But let's just stick to the topic right here and say, the warrantless wiretapping has been going on under Bush. In fact, for the last 10 years, the government has been collecting way more information than they legally can. They have been storing information that they're not allowed to store, gathering information they're not allowed to gather, tapping phones they're not allowed to tap. And the bad thing is they've been getting large corporate interests to go along with them and help them. So this is really worse than just some warrantless wiretapping. This is stuff they've been doing for years. Now, I know the bad thing now is it's not illegal. The Patriot Act, Congress sanctioned all this stuff. But they were doing it beforehand. So they were doing things that were already illegal, and then they used a tragedy to try to legalize the things they were doing. They were getting in bed with corporations and having the corporations turn over documents illegally, performing illegal acts against the citizens of the United States, and then later writing legislation to protect them from their legal acts. So not only are they breaking laws, but then they're taking actions to make sure no one can do anything to them for the laws they're breaking. Now, I know it is frustrating to see people, Obama's doing this, blah, 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 and they're the same people that wrote and voted for the Patriot Act that made it to where he could do this, that made it where Bush could do this, legally. And now they want to complain. Now they want to act like suddenly they have a conscience. Well, I don't buy it. I don't buy that you have a conscience now. You're just playing politics. But all that aside, the reason I say this is worse than just some warrantless wiretapping, it's because it's a trend. It's our government doing things they know is illegal, spending a lot of money and effort to do things they know that is illegal, breaking the laws blatantly, knowing that if they get caught breaking the laws, they will just write new laws to protect themselves from ever being prosecuted, knowing that they will just, if people catch us doing things that are illegal, we'll just make it not be illegal anymore. When you set up a precedent where when the government can get away with whatever they want, if they can just create a tragedy big enough to justify it, you're really living in a bad time. You're really living in a bad place. Because that cannot be allowed to happen. That can't be the way your government runs. It's not just about the Patriot Act or some warrantless wiretapping. It's about a precedent of the government being able to do whatever the hell they want to do and then write the laws to cater to their own illegal activities. So now I know you're going to say, okay, yeah, so it's that bad. It is that bad. So what, are you just going to bitch about it? What do you propose doing about it? Well, one person can't do anything about it. There's nothing I can do personally about it. There's only something we can do as a nation about it. And whether we will or not, that remains to be seen. But if you asked me what I want to do, I'll tell you. I say impeach Obama, first off. That's the first thing we need to do. We need to start impeachment proceedings on Obama. Now, I know, like I said, Obama's not the one who started this. Well, Obama's the one that came in and said he's going to be different. That he's going to stop the atrocities of the previous administrations. That he's going to do things with transparency. He's going to do things the right way. Well, he's obviously not doing that. So start with him. It always starts at the top anyway, so start with him. Now, I'm not saying we will actually get a full impeachment that we're going to drum him out of office, but at least get a censure. Get it put to where he has to have a little more transparency. That he's not given free rein to do what he wants to do. And then work our way down from there. Every senator that voted for the Patriot Act, every person who wrote it, every person who had voted to give immunity to the telecom communications companies that violated our constitutional rights, every one of them, get a censure on them. Tell them that, hey, great, you can continue your business, but no next election cycle, we're bringing in other people, y'all can't run again. Do something like that. That's what we need to do right now, because we can't just throw them all out, because sadly, this is going to take out like 80% of our government if we did this the right way. So you can't just throw them all out, because that would, not only would it collapse our economy, but it would ruin our standing as a world power. So we have to just go through impeachment, censure, and then start fresh next election cycle. Tell these people you're no longer eligible for public office. And then put scrutiny on what they do until they leave office, or else they're going to just be creating golden parachutes for themselves and safety nets for themselves and just blatantly selling us out to the corporations for high-paying jobs after they leave. So there would be a measure of policing them once they were told you're out of here at the end of your next cycle. Then once we have that established, once we have these people censured, and once we have it established that we are paying attention and we're not taking it anymore, well, then we start repealing laws. We repeal the Patriot Act. We repeal that law that gave the telecom companies immunity for the actions that they took in helping the government break the law and violate our constitutional rights. Oh, I know a lot of people will say, oh, but the Patriot Act kept us so safe. How many acts have we had since 9/11? Well, how many did we have before? And we didn't have the Patriot Act. The only difference then was we were relatively safe and we had our rights. Now we're still just relatively safe and we're losing our rights. I know this may seem extreme, but it's what we have to do to take back our government. If we sit back and just continue to allow them to violate the law, violate the Constitution, step on the little man, step on the citizen, and not do anything about it, it's never going to change. It's only going to get worse. Situations like this never get better on their own. They have to be dealt with. So yes, even though I'm more left than most people in the gun community, I think it's time to start proceedings on all these politicians, starting with Obama. I think it's time for us to say, we're not going to take it anymore. It's time for us to stand up and say, this is our government. This is supposed to be a government for the people. This is supposed to be a government of the people. You have separated yourself from us for the last time. Now we are watching, and we're not going to take it anymore.